Who walks away as the middleweight champion of the world when the dust settles, isn't it?
God, I'm so conflicted on this one because...
No, you're not. Tell the truth. Sean, all right, granted, he does always talk about, fight dick to dick, nipple to nipple, to the death, and then he does have his style, the way that he fights, which kind of, with respect, I'm not trying to talk shit, kind of conflicts a little bit, it does. But he's an entertaining bastard leading up to the fights at the press conferences. He's one of the most entertaining people now. My wife lands on Thursday morning. I've got the fighting meetings. The press conference is Thursday afternoon. I half want to go to it just to see Strickland and Dricus. But I know my wife is going to be like, Michael, we're not going to the press conference. I'm like, I kind of want to see it though because Sean's flipping entertaining.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. They're going to talk a lot of shit. But you're right. It is kind of funny that the energy that he puts out there leading up to the fights and then the energy that he fights with is completely different. It's kind of genius in a way, too, though, because he baits these guys into thinking we're going to have this bloody battle back and forth, just dogfight. And then he's very strategic. He's got a very good jab. He uses the front kick very well. He's a very good grappler that he barely ever even gets to show off. And when we talk to Eric, that is part of the game plan to mix things up. So I'm curious to see how this fight's going to play out. But the press conference is going to be more violent potentially than even the fight is going to be, honestly.
I think Sean, because obviously what he's got to do different is win because he lost last time, right? So how does he do that?
Yeah. How do you change
he has the Philly shell. He has one hand up and he's like this. I think he needs to abandon that. He needs to have both hands up because the way Dricus comes forward and swings the way that he does, if you got both hands up, you got a better chance of blocking them, okay? And he hasn't done that Philly shell all of his life. I remember training with Sean back in the day, and he never used to do that. So I say for this one, never mind that. Get both hands up. You got to go forward, and he's got to be more aggressive. He's got to fight more like the version of himself at the press conference. I understand why he doesn't. I understand this. It's being smart. It's using a fight IQ. It's controlling your emotions, fighting behind the jab. This is all really, really good things to do. But for this one, he's got to bite down on his mouthpiece and meet Dricus head on. Otherwise, he's going to go through him again. He's going to force him on the back foot for the most part. He'll land the takedowns. He'll get a little bit of control, and it'll be another close fight. Sean's got to it's on Sean to make all the changes.
Oh, yeah, and especially now because now Dricus is the champ. Now he's the one that's in the driver's seat of this situation. He's the one coming off of the win in the last fight, and it was a close fight, and he was the one that got the decision. So you're right. I mean, it's Sean that's got to be making it clear without a doubt that he's the winner of this fight if he doesn't get a finish. And I agree that he's got to be more aggressive. He's got to open up. That's the one thing and the one knock that people have on Sean a bit is that he's so comfortable in there. He does so much sparring. He's so ready for the combat situation that sometimes he gets a little too lax in there and a little too comfortable just scoring and staying in his comfort zone. He's got to change that up. And Dricus is so awkward and so hungry. And that's one thing when we talked to Eric, he talked about this dude wants to win. He wants to be the champ more than anything in the world. And that's a dangerous son of a bitch. So Sean has got to find that in himself again. He's got to dig deep and get the balls back in there a little bit and go out there and be a little bit more violent. I agree with you on that. But who wins? I
do love this fight though. I love it because Dricus is just a tough bastard. Do you know what I mean? He's like, this sounds stupid to say because we're all fighters. We're all very good at fighting. And that's why we made it to the UFC. Like for me, when I was a kid, I was like the local tough guy. I was like, in England, we say the cock of the school. That means like the toughest guy in the school. I was like the toughest guy in the school, cock of the school in third year, which is 5th year is the final year. I was cock of the school in the 3rd year, and I was very happy about it. And if anyone at any other school in any of the towns thought, if their cock thought they could take me, I'd go and get them as well. Dricus was that guy. I guarantee it. And he's a man's man. Sean's a man's man. They're two tremendous fighters, and he's just going to be violent. Paul Felder, who walks away as the middleweight champion of the world with the dust settles, it?
God, I'm so conflicted on this one because...
No, you're not. Tell the truth. Just come out with it. Grow a set of power. Grow a set of power. Grow a power. Why don't you grow a set of power?
I'm going to go. All right.
Grow a set of powers.
I think Sean. I think Strickland gets it done.
Ooh.
I do.
Let me ask.
Yeah.
Because of your alignment with Eric Nixick?
No. I think that the last fight was extremely close, and a lot of people thought Sean had done enough. I don't necessarily know if I believe that. I'd have to go and watch it again. But I just think that he will make certain adjustments, and I think that he knows the mistakes that he made. And I think with the alliance that he does have with Eric, who's going to be on his mother effing ass leading up to this fight, I think with Pereira there and all that, just going into this one and being in Australia where people seem to love him down there, I think he's going to have the support. I think he gets it done. And but I think it's going to be another close one. I do think it's going to be very close because Dricus is a dog, dude. And I do like Dricus a lot. So I say that I'm picking Sean, and I do think that, but I would not be surprised either way. But I'm going with Sean. Okay,
fair enough. Harrington and Brian, let's talk to the panel, see what you boys think. I don't think either man gets a finish.
No, I agree. I agree,
just
Michael.
So tough. Yeah. I just can't see Strickland finishing Dricus and vice versa. You know, Brian.
I might be in the minority here, but I thought Strickland won the last fight, so yeah. I think he's going to.
You're not in the minority. A lot of people did.
Yeah,
Dana did.
Paul said it. I definitely believe it. So in this 4-box, you're not in the minority for sure.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, listen, you I'm the minority. I thought Dricus won the first one. I think when you go, it was a close fight. And in fact, Brian, just look up. Can you look up the amount of strikes landed by each guy in the first fight? Forward momentum for the most part was on the side of Dricus.
Yeah, well, for sure. The momentum and
the
forward
bigger,
pressure.
More damaging punches were on the side of Dricus. The takedowns were on the side of Dricus. And just the general pressure was on the. I'm not saying Sean didn't do a lot of good stuff. I'm not saying that. I thought he had some great moments. What I'm saying is Dricus had the big show-stealing moments when a round is close and a judge considers who do I give it to. When things are kind of even, they'll look at, all right, who was going forward? Who was the aggressor? Even though takedowns don't really matter that much now, who got them? If everyone lands 10 punches, but one guy lands a takedown, then you'll give it to the guy with the 10 punches and the takedown. Do you know what I'm saying? So I agreed with Dricus, but it was close. And that's why I'm not scratching my head when people have the other opinion. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Listen,
anything to contribute. You're on the screen.
You were saying though, like you don't see the path to a finish. I do see the path to Dricus finishing Sean Strickland, just because, I mean, I've never seen Dricus finish in the octagon. I have seen Sean Strickland finish in the octagon. And if anybody has the kind of style to stop a guy like Sean Strickland, other than Alex Pereira in the division, it might be Dricus.
Yeah, look, listen, everyone can get finished on the right day. Oh, here we go. We've got some stats here. What's it saying? Because do you want to read them out, Brian? Because I'm on my laptop here.
Oh, wow. So Sean did throw a whole lot more.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, so Sean, significant strike. Sean Strickland threw 408 and landed 173. Du Plessis threw 354 and landed 137. Total strikes, Sean threw 419 and landed 183. And Du Plessis threw 358 and landed 140.
Yeah, so obviously the numbers on the side of Sean, but it goes back to what I said. Jabs, and to Bilal's point, he does throw the teep kick to the body a lot. But the reason he does that is using that as a rangefinder. The damaging shots were on the side of Dricus. But that front kick to the stomach, I think about this a lot. When I fought in Australia, the teep saved me. Because I remember I fought Jorge Rivera, and I beat him pretty easy. But he did catch me with a good shot that kind of wobbled me. And he was backing me up, and poof, it was a nice, good front kick to the stomach, front snap kick with the lead leg, boom, right to the stomach. And it stops his momentum. It stopped him coming at me and landing those follow-up shots. So it's a really, really good kick. But yeah, whatever. You got Drake, you got Sean.
I'm going Sean. But again, I think it's going to be a good one.
You want to take on a lot of protein. You don't want to put a ton of garbage in your body. Magic Spoon is here to save the day. As I say, as a kid, I loved eating cereal. But as an adult, you don't want all the sugar. And most cereals don't give me the protein that I need. Magic Spoon treats are so delicious and have already become my favorite snack before or after the gym. Right now, you can get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/BYM.